I got you. Got you, Mr. Mayor, sir.
Thank you very much, Bria.
Bada bing.
Thank you. Sorry for missing last week, folks. I was fast asleep in bed. So, let's see. Okay. I'm calling this meeting to order. And I'd like to begin. We just had a quick, I had a quick conversation with the deputy mayor, and just want to get this out of the way. Next week's kind of predicted city hall, town hall time for next Saturday, it conflicts with the sheriff's academy training. So, the council, I'll put it to you. What is a comfortable time for next Saturday that isn't, what, 9 p.m.?
An earlier time, so that way it's more accessible to people of all time zones. So people who
We do it before the storm, right? The one that happened like 3 hours, 2 hours ago, whatever.
So you want to do it at 6 p.m.?
Does 6 p.m. work for the other council members present?
6 or 6:30 because the storm happens at.
So I was thinking like 5 or 4 p.m.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, earlier.
Hooey. Okay, well, Deputy Mayor, you're gonna have to do that one for me.
Okay, that's not a problem.
That feels like 4 a.m. Sunday? We can do Sunday as well. That's an option.
I can do Sundays.
Any day is an option, but Sunday is not really an option as much for me.
Same.
Because that feels like Monday morning.
And honestly, I can do anytime Saturday, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yep, anytime Saturday's fine.
Saturday better for me, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Deputy Mayor, it sounds like, what do we agree? Saturday at what time? 5?
4, 5, what's better? Anyone has a preference?
Nar.
No?
No.
We can make both.
All right, Deputy, I think you just call it and see who shows up, to be honest.
Okay.
We'll do our best to make it accommodatable.
We'll try it at 4.
Accommodatable, but it's not ideal anyway. You know, it's never going to be ideal, especially with 8 people. Okay. Well, status update on old business. The lifeguards. Deputy Mayor, if you'd like to take it away. I know that you've been involved with that more directly.
Yes, so I reached out and I spoke with Stephanie Taylor. She has the SOPs ready. It's just a matter of how to train the lifeguards. So she can either train them one way or another way, depending if the lifeguards can be stocked with necessary medical equipment. That's really the make or break. So until we get that squared away, they cannot move forward with hiring, or else it's just going to be confusing for new recruits. So right now the hiring's on hold until we can get them the necessary equipment, if we can get it to them.
And is that a conversation with the SBA or is that a conversation with Pillbox?
That is a conversation with Pillbox, because either they're going to be a subdivision of Pillbox or they're going to be their own standalone department, in which case they would need new legislation that dictates that.
Okay, well, I would much prefer, my intention with that department was for it to be a standalone department under the purview of the mayor's office, as it should be, within city limits at least. And from the council, is anybody interested in pursuing that directly with Pillbox and liaising with them and the lifeguards on behalf of the mayor's office? Anyone from the council want to volunteer for that?
I'll volunteer.
All right, thank you, Councilwoman Chaser. Okay, so we'll kind of keep this brief, but I think what we need from that is a conversation directly with Pillbox to kind of with Director Bridges to address exactly what the lifeguards would need and how Bridges wants it to be operated. My conversation previously with Bridges, he's fully in the field of it's a department that is an intermediary between the ocean and the hospital, right? Emergency care is a hospital responsibility. But at the same time, lifeguards still need to resuscitate. They still need to be able to do that day to day. And if they don't have the equipment to support that, then they can't even operate, full stop, period, as they say. So if we can have that conversation, that would be very, very helpful. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions
I'll
about
reach
that?
out.
Okay. No questions from the audience. I'm willing to open that up because it's pretty simple. No, okay, fantastic. All right. News from other government departments. We'll start off with the sheriff's department because I can see you right there, sheriff.
I got nothing this week.
Okay, easy peasy. I do not see anyone from the DOJ besides Councilwoman Chaser. Do you know of anything that we should be aware of?
No, I did not yet.
Okay. Thank you. You can say Your Honor. It's nice. You can shout as well. And yes, it is actually formal and
Sorry.
appropriate to call me Your Honor, but I'm never gonna make anyone do that. But you can do it if you want. I don't care. So that's good. There's nothing. But I will say this. The deputy mayor and I have had a brief discussion about our involvement in trying to support the bar association event that's going to take place at the university. The DOJ, obviously, the Chief Justice is a one-man army right now when it comes to getting that organized. So, at least myself and Kelly are going to help with promotion of that, the creation of posters, trying to facilitate that the university and get it all set up for that event. Please, anyone from the council who is passionate about law and passionate about this city and its lawyers, please put yourself forward to volunteer for that as well, because we can definitely use the support in that to try and get it off the ground as soon as possible in an official capacity, so that anybody in this room can go and try and get their bar passed. So if anybody has ideas as well to support that, just let us know. Does anyone have anything they want to say now? Because I'm happy to hold that until afterwards. Anybody got anything on the tip of their tongue?
That's it, man.
All right. Okay.
It's,
And that's
it's a
good
little
enough.
tough. It's a little tough.
Pillbox. Anyone here from Pillbox? No?
I don't think so, but I'm happy to, if I could say a couple words, man.
Of course.
I have taken an initiative upon myself because I think it's pretty clear that Pillbox is in pretty dire states, man. We don't have enough medical personnel to suit the city needs. And I think there's been a lot of issues that have caused that. And I'm looking for solutions to help rebuild Pillbox into something that people here, every walk of life, are proud and have accessible to them. So I've met with as many staff as I can. I've drafted a motion that I'm not going to bring forth this week because I need to meet with Dr. Dakota Bridges first, because he's the head of Pillbox. But it is the full intention of me, and I know Amber's working on legislation as well. We've been both working to basically throw behind what we can through the city and hopefully the mayor's office too, to work in collaboration to help them with hiring, recruitment, retention, and, to be honest, education of what the roles are, who works there, what they do, and kind of hold everyone to a good standard, man. We can help give some more
Right.
health care. So look forward to that coming in the next couple of weeks for everyone. And I know Pillbox, they need the help. They can't do it themselves. They don't have the staff. So it's going to have my full attention to be working
That's
and
fantastic.
liaising with them.
That is a great initiative. From a brief conversation I had with Director Bridges earlier this week after I got in a car accident, I discussed that with him, and he said that his focus right now is retention, less so on hiring, because they have a large assortment of staff that not all of them are always going on duty. So he's trying to build up a better retention rate and then focus on hiring afterwards. So just letting you know that's something that is his focus currently. That's something you
Alright.
could definitely support him with.
Sounds good, man.
All right. New business from city council members. All right. Bria, looks like you've got a motion to pass.
Oh yeah, let me this is a very important matter. I hope we'll all take it very seriously. I wish that he was in the room right now, but he isn't here. This motion I'm putting forth to the council is called renaming the holding cells in honor of Chief Justice Harris. And the motion reads as such: in recognition of the unwavering dedication, unorthodox style, and unforgettable contributions of Chief Justice Harris to the Los Santos justice system, the City Council hereby moves to officially rename the holding cells in City Council to the Bone Zone. This designation shall be made in the spirit of justice. Let the record reflect justice has a new name. So basically, the plaque outside the holding cells in City Hall will be officially the Bone Zone. So when the Chief Justice says you go in a Bone Zone, he really means Bone Zone.
All right. Okay. I do wish that he was here for that.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was gonna be here, man.
Yeah. Is he in the building? Do we know? Is he busy hard at work and he's in his office or something? Maybe. No. Okay. Well, Bria, while this is fun, I think if we could circle back to it, is that possible?
We want he here? Yeah, let's wait till he here. All right, I got you.
That would be beneficial, especially if he was here. But also, I think I want to not to say that it isn't a serious piece of
very
legislation.
serious, sir.
It's just not something that is going to affect the people of the city very much. I think
I think that's your own
there are
interpretation.
other emotions here to.
Oh, you playing political games with me now, man.
Well, a little bit.
I'll table it
okay.
until Chief Justice is present.
All right, that sounds good. Next is Casey's grave robbing legislation. Councilwoman King. Seems like you got a frog in your throat.
Is my throat working?
There you
is.
Yes, we
go.
hear you now.
Sorry about that, everybody.
It's all right.
I'll just stand to save time.
Sure.
Yes. So, motion to add desecration of graves to Los Santos Penal Code. With an increasing state population comes an influx of new criminals, and unfortunately, with it, new criminal acts that we, as community, never thought we could have to face. One such act is the desecration of graves in Los Santos. I originally thought of this law as a newly appointed city councilwoman at an attempt to practice writing legislation within the city. I never thought the day would come that I would actually need to be put into use. Last week, I was informed by members of Los Santos Sheriff's Department that they received the very first reports of grave robbers within the city. Late night sheriff's deputies responded to a local resident's call regarding suspicious activity at the Vinewood Cemetery. While investigating, they witnessed 4 individuals flee from the bushes within the cemetery. On initial investigation, they saw no signs of grave robbery or desecration. However, when I accompanied them on a follow-up investigation, we found several graves marked with chalk. Although the investigation is still ongoing, I'm now convinced that the law I'm about to propose is needed now more than ever in order to protect the final resting places of our loved ones. While this subject is likely to make many feel uncomfortable, I request that you please seriously consider the following law proposal. Any person who shall willfully and maliciously destroy, mutilate, deface, rob, or remove any tomb, monument, gravestone, or structure placed for a memorial of the dead shall be guilty of a felony and shall be imprisoned for 50 months and be fined $1,000. Thank you.
It looks like there was a section just at the last one final sentence in the version that I have here.
Yes, sir.
Should I read that out?
I don't know how that would be enforced. So I did leave it out.
Okay, sure. So we can definitely modify that
Yes,
if
sir.
this comes to pass.
Yes, sir.
And an amendment can be made in the future if we feel it necessary.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna put forward a motion to put this to a vote. Can I get it seconded? Okay, thank you. All those in favor of this being passed within city limits, at least, because this is a conversation. If we want to affect law and legislation statewide, it's a conversation that needs to be had with the Department of Justice. In terms of the city limits, this is something that we can enact here and now. Councilwoman King, has this been discussed with the DOJ?
He actually referred to me. He preferred that we bring it up for discussion today, and then brought it to him. I did speak to the LSSD and did get their with the recommendations as well, and I took those under consideration. And this is what I came up with.
Okay, I'll do this before I put it to the vote. Sheriff Madsen or anyone from the LSSD, would you support this being a statewide law in future?
Uh, in the future, yes, but most of our calls regarding this incident has been in the city.
City limits. Okay. Fantastic. All right, well, that makes my job a lot easier. So what I want to do is put this to a vote now and have it be regarding the city limits in which we preside over. And then a follow-up conversation can be had with the DOJ and the Sheriff's Department to speak about potentially having this be part of the Constitution statewide. Okay? We can have a discussion if anybody feels strongly otherwise. Anyone from the council feel strongly otherwise about that?
Well, Mr. Mayor, I think that I've discussed it a lot, so I don't really have any questions, but I do believe that the public needs to have their opinion heard also.
Right. I appreciate that, Councilman Dana.
Hey, no worries, man.
I think when it comes to grave robbing, though, my personal morals say that regardless of people's opinions on that, and I think it's something that needs to come to pass. Although, in the spirit of democracy, if anyone from the community would like to comment on the time and fines related to this, I welcome it for this moment. Please come forward to the podium if you have questions and comments on the times and fines. But I'm not going to argue with anybody about the fact that grave robbing is completely immoral and that should not be happening. Full stop. So, thank you.
I completely agree with you, Mayor.
Please state your
grave
name
robbing,
as well.
So John Johnson concerns civilian. I completely agree with you in that it is immoral. However, you got to look at the bigger picture as to why people are doing it. If you're going to rob a grave, you're really down your luck. And I don't think. I don't think a 50, if I heard that correctly, months imprisonment really reflects the crime when attempted murder is 150. You know, I feel like the sentence it sounds pretty harsh. Is my point of call there. You know, I mean, look, homeless people, drug addicts, you know, these people need help, and not necessarily the iron boot.
Yeah, I agree with Bato. Makes a
Right.
good point.
Just
Okay.
it was more the I agree that it's immoral. It was just more the time and fine sounds.
The time and
you know,
fines, exactly. That's all
very
I'm
very
I'm willing
harsh.
to discuss.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, sir.
100%. That was my concern.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So I'll ask this, Councilwoman King, what sort of uh, what sort of information gathering and thought process went into that time limit, the sentencing?
I guess I was going for because the immoral issue of it as well. It should be harsher than just going and doing any type of destruction elsewhere in the city. That it should be held to a higher level of a crime.
Right.
I think the thing is, and I agree with the motion. I think it's just keeping sort of consistency with the penal code so that certain things don't overreach and then things start to fall apart in terms of making sense, right?
Yes. Everything's got to kind of make sense next to each other. The other thing that I'm considering is that while I do understand that there are some people that are downtrodden and down in their luck, and they feel that their only recourse is to commit crimes such as this, um, my hope is that through the work that the incredible work that the council is doing, uh, for example, the Nipple Project and the focus that Councilwoman Core has on effectively rehabilitation in terms of getting people back into a healthy lifestyle. Uh, Hopefully, these initiatives will balance out the strongest sentencing on an act like this. Would the council agree with that?
Listen, I'd rather poke myself with a dirty needle from a dumpster than dig up somebody's grave. You're down on your luck in this city. There's ways up. We all come in with $50 in our pockets.
Right. Councilwoman Bouchard, your feelings on this?
Um, I think if we had any therapists or counselors in city right now, I would be different about this.
Mhm.
Maybe offering a balance of jail time and also counseling sessions.
That's a
But
great idea.
yeah, since we don't have that right now, but definitely something to look into.
Definitely, definitely. Okay.
So
Here's what
then,
I'm
is
gonna
there?
do.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that, Councilwoman King?
Oh, go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say I'm willing to put this to a vote as is, and continue the initiatives that the council has to focus on the support and rehabilitation of these citizens who.
Can I state one more thing? So
Sure, go
aggravated
ahead.
battery, which is a very violent crime, right? Like aggravated battery is jeopardizing someone's life. 40 months.
Mm, mm,
Aggravated assault, 35 months. Like the closest thing I can find, it's around the same
okay.
level of severity as I think it was compared already to much more violent crimes.
Right.
It's my only concern with the bill as currently
Okay.
presented, ma'am.
Okay. That's acceptable. Thank you for your comment. Does anyone else on the council feel this way as well? That it may be a little bit too harsh? The sentencing, the time.
Honestly, like I said, if you're going to do something that disgusting, then you kind of deserve to spend that time. But I also do see where it is an excessive amount. So
Right. Um. Okay. So we have two options. We can table this and have a further discussion about the time and extend this out even more, or we can come to a decision here and now about the time that it should be and then pass it. What's the
I'm fine
council's
with keeping
verdict
it
on
where
that?
it's at.
Okay. Councilwoman Core?
We could vote on
Councilwoman
it.
King?
Yeah, we could vote on it,
Okay.
man.
But like, if I may, so
Sure.
another point. That's something that you use a lawyer for to decrease your crimes or your time and your fines. If you're going through the process, then that might not necessarily also be your fine and time. Am I correct on that?
Councilwoman Chaser, could you comment on that?
Yes, we regularly when we have individuals in holding we negotiate their times of fine. So I feel like many individuals are no longer using that aspect of lawyers right now. But yes, if they call on us, we do try to reduce every based off the facts of the case or the situation, try to reduce their time and fine to what we feel is a more fair reflection of the crime itself.
Right.
But we can't be passing things based on what lawyers could and couldn't do to lower people's time and fines. We should do it as if that's what people are getting charged for, right?
I would say so. I would say so, yeah. Although, it I think that on another hand, in a hypothetical where say say I had a brother and he passed away and he was buried in the cemetery up in Vinewood, right? And somebody didn't like me very much. They wanted to take it out on me. So they purposely went and desecrated his grave, dug him up, opened his coffin, you know. I that would I feel like, you know, given the context surrounding that crime, I would want there to be a measure that would facilitate the punishment that deserves. And if it was something, the prosecutor and the public defender could tell in another hypothetical that the individual was doing this out of desperation instead of out of malicious intent, then the ability to reduce those times is something that is feasible. That's my perspective on it. I don't know if the council agrees on that.
And this is supposed to be a deterrent as well. This
Yeah.
is like it's not supposed to be like, okay, you did this time. No, this is supposed you don't want to. I mean, these are the people that we've laid to rest as well. And I'm willing to change and bring things down if need be. But I just feel like this is a different matter than just a normal matter.
Right.
In the city.
Amendments. Sorry, Councilwoman King, I cut you off, but I'll say this: amendments can be made. Uh, we can pass this and see, if there are cases in the future that feel completely unfair on the individual who's committed this crime, then we can address it. But for the time being, I'm comfortable with it as is written.
Let's vote then.
So I'm putting it to a vote. All right. All those in favor of putting this into the law of the city legislation, say aye.
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 I
All
don't know
right.
if I
That
vote on my own.
is Councilwoman Core. I didn't hear a.
I said nay, man.
You said nay? Okay. Okay. Definitely. Well, I got, it's four out of five currently sitting. Uh, yes, I will say aye. I will say aye. And I think with that, we can move on to the next thing. So, the next thing is Councilwoman Bouchard's nipple project.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. We're still waiting for plans to be implemented 100%, but my plan is to put a bunch of posters up at the airport so that newcomers are available to call the nipple project somehow. I'm thinking we can use the taxi system to call nipple volunteers, give them a little bit of a pay, some sort of, a little more than what the state gives you, just for incentive to be on the clock when they're not at their jobs. So, but yeah, we'll just continue to work on this. I'm looking for volunteers. So if anyone wants to volunteer, you can actually mail Rebel. So I'll keep it all intact there until we have a mailbox for Nipple. But that's the basics of the plan right now.
All right. Councilwoman Bouchard, would it be acceptable for me to go through a couple of these paragraphs just out
Yeah.
loud for the community? So, number one, introduction and purpose of the Nipple Project. This is a proposal by Cody Rivers and continued and executed by Riley Bouchard. Mission statement. The Nipple aims to educate and integrate newcomers and struggling residents of Los Santos into the city's systems through community engagement, economic participation, and civic pride. The key objectives are reduce confusion about city infrastructure, jobs, and services, empower individuals through knowledge and self-sufficiency, strengthen local communities by encouraging volunteerism and support networks. And I think that's great. I think that is fantastic.
I think meeting with
The
government
structure,
functions,
program structure and
you could
implementation,
set up a
volunteer-based
time
initiative, training and
so
resource
they can
development,
get to talk to someone who's
community events
dedicated
and workshops, accessible
to
information
informing these new
in
citizens. As opposed to,
pamphlets,
we're too busy
radio
right now.
PSAs, an
Shoo,
optional
shoo.
hotline for guidance. Okay. Core education and information areas, the city navigation and basic services, airport arrival orientation, if applicable. Brief guide for newcomers on first steps of the city. I think this is a very, very important thing. Currently, the process for a newcomer at the airport is very sort of, you know,
It's
you're on your
chaos.
own. It's
Yep.
chaos. You know, get your luggage. Yes, very overwhelming as well. You know, get your luggage and get the fuck out of here, basically. Go do whatever. There's no real guidance on where to go, who to
Language,
talk to,
please.
etc.
Just
Really?
kidding, man.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Okay.
I'm like, whoa, that's the last
I'm
person I
fucking with you,
expected of
Mr.
that.
Mayor. Decorum,
Okay,
decorum,
okay.
sir.
Thank you. Yes, decorum. I think that's a very, very positive thing. Post office. Start off with a tour at the Mirror Park PO. Short explanation of the post office. Make sure to mention that all employees will hold onto your address book, but they are sticklers for formatting and will throw out any letters that aren't properly formatted in capital letters. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right. Radio Hut. Walk over to Radio Hut and give an overview of pagers, copy machine, and boombox cameras, cassettes. This is fantastic. Legal and government services, government buildings and their functions, pillbox, city hall, police department. Let's just make sure that in this documentation, it's not a big deal, but just in any official documentation that we refer to the LSSD as the LSSD to avoid confusion. The Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay. Yep. This is good. All right. And so this is all fantastic. One thing that I noticed, and I completely understand why it's not in here, because it is not prepared, it's not ready to be implemented in as many functions. What is the Nipple Project's feeling on the mall?
I did mention that I want to put a kiosk in there, have pamphlets ready for anyone, and hopefully have volunteers staffed there once the place is open and people are actually hanging out there and it's functional. Yeah.
Fantastic. There is a small update on that. Councilwoman King has done some phenomenal work on our behalf and has managed to speak with the post office services, the banks, and the what's the other thing?
Valets.
One more thing. Is it? No, the valet service was already there. The garage service. It was just another third thing.
The acoustics?
No,
No,
I
not
don't
that
think the
yet.
acoustics. But
No.
regardless, there will be a post office implemented in the mall. A postal
Hell yeah.
service.
Fine.
There will be working ATMs at the bank, and I'm sure there was a third thing, Councilwoman King. Can you recall?
Oh, I put telephones in all the post offices.
Telephones.
Yeah.
Yes. Telephones. Yes.
More
Thank
just
you.
in more areas for emergency uses.
Yes. Phenomenal. So that is to say that while my personal belief is that the mall is not currently prepared for larger scale events, community events, I think that it's almost there. I think that we are at we've got one foot in the door, so to speak.
And with the city event support permits, people can do events in there.
Yes, they certainly can. Yes, they certainly can. And I do want to address that permit system in a moment. But does anyone from the council have any questions about the nipple project before I pass it to the community or to the three people that are here and the sheriff's department and everything?
I have a comment.
Of course, Deputy Mayor.
So I noticed that for legal and government services, you would meet with pillbox personnel if any are available on staff to go through medical procedures. Something similar with the LSSD as well. Would it be more beneficial to have like a dedicated day so that way, let's say it's Tuesday and you're picking up people from the airport and then you take them over there? Sorry, we can't help you. We have to rush to a call. So at least you know they have someone set aside.
I did put in that I want to get a tour bus type of deal for this, and I would schedule tours with volunteers whenever they're available. If someone's, on earlier in the day, or available at night, or if we do Saturdays or something, just have scheduled tours so that if people come in and they're not, no one's on duty at all, they can still attend those and, learn everything. So
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we can coordinate that.
And then about the jobs, you have Sandy Shores listed, couple small businesses by name, but not so much for city or businesses up in Paleto. Is this list going to grow as more businesses open up?
This was done very early on. This was 4 months ago we started this, so I haven't added any businesses yet. But
okay.
So, two things. One, regarding Sandy Shores, I'm sure there's rumors you've all heard about a restoration project of that community. So it's something to keep in mind in future for the nipple project. The other thing is regarding the tour bus. How much involvement has the SBA had in this? How many discussions? None so far?
I can't even get them to reply about my business. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will ensure shortly that this can be implemented post haste. I think that there is a lot of very important stuff in this initiative. I mean, this has been talked about since I was a council member, so it's something that needs to be fast tracked, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the deputy mayor and I will seriously work hard to make sure that this is fast tracked. But as is, the information that's here is very, very good. I would support a what's the best way of doing this? I just think that this information, this document that you've written up, is very, very it will be very helpful to be public in some fashion. So
add it to the library.
Once it's passed, it goes into the city legislation folder, and then everyone can just look at it.
Right. I think we can put this to the public and say this is a work in progress document that demonstrates the focus that the nipple project has. And if you have any questions or comments, you can contact Councilwoman Bouchard or Councilman Rivers.
Do we just want to formally vote on a motion for the city to support this so that it could put it out to the public?
To support the project?
Yeah.
I mean,
presented?
Yes, we can. We definitely can. Is that what the holdup is as well? From our part, we need to actually vote on this to make sure it's a thing that's happening.
I mostly need implementation inside the city by the governor.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know if we need to vote on it. Is anyone going to?
I don't think that we necessarily do.
Okay.
Got my yay, man.
And let me say, I commend both Councilman Rivers and yourself, Councilman Bouchard, because I think that's an incredible program that will really help keeping people from being overwhelmed coming into the city.
Yeah, I'll be working on getting volunteers this week as well. So
here's my thinking. This is something that my office supports wholeheartedly. It's something that I feel that the council supports wholeheartedly. And what my plan is for this, while I'm in office at least for the next God knows how long, quite a while.
June
The
4th.
this is going to be something that is a sure thing that will be happening. But towards the end of my term, while this is in effect and things are happening, things are moving, and things are in motion, if we want to have a conversation to instate this as a actual city project that the next mayor would have a responsibility to uphold and support, then I would be willing to have that discussion when everything is in motion. With that,
Mm-hmm.
because as is, this is something that we support regardless, but a future mayor may not. So if we want to solidify this in the city's legislation as something that is a necessary component in the city's infrastructure that a future mayor would have to support in some fashion, that's something we can definitely do. Okay, fantastic. Does anyone else have any questions about that? Members of the public, do you have any questions about the nipple project?
Free the nipple.
Free the nipple, that's right. Okay, fantastic.
What's up, Menace?
Cody's proposed amendment preamble. Okay, who would like to? Do you want me to just take over the Cody's proposal, and I'll read it out?
Yeah, either you can read it or I was going to read it.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Deputy Mayor. Go ahead. You got it. If you got it in front of you.
Okay. So for Cody's, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So for Cody's proposed amendment to the preamble, the current text reads, "We, the people of the state of San Andreas, grateful to the Almighty God for our freedom, in order to secure and perpetuate its blessings, do establish this Constitution." The identified issue. The specific mention of Almighty God, while perhaps reflecting the sentiments of some in this community, raises concerns. First of all, referencing a specific deity very egregiously ignores the federal separation of the church and state, but also in a state as diverse as San Andreas, representing people of many beliefs and backgrounds, our foundational document should strive to include everyone from all walks of life. Proposed change. I propose we amend the preamble by removing the phrase, "grateful to the Almighty God for our freedom." Revised preamble text. We, the people of the state of San Andreas, in order to secure and perpetuate the blessings of freedom, do establish this Constitution. Justification. This change maintains the preamble's powerful intent while ensuring it represents all citizens of San Andreas, regardless of personal belief. It strengthens the Constitution by grounding it in the universally shared value of freedom without potentially alienating any segment of our population or inviting unnecessary legal debate down the line.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So, Deputy Mayor, I learn something new every day in this job. What is our jurisdiction when it comes to modifying the Constitution?
From
What rights do
speaking
we
with
have?
the Chief Justice, City Council is established to pass ordinances, not necessarily make changes to the Constitution. So something like this, Cody would need to have a discussion with the Chief Justice.
So my understanding is we couldn't pass a change to the Constitution, but we could pass like a proposed change that the city
Yes.
council and the mayor's
Yes.
office supports, so that it's not just like one person coming to him. So we are not able to physically change it, but we could come in his office and, excuse my French, he could say, kindly fuck off, and we would be kind of, because we don't have state legislation power.
Yeah. So even if it passes here, there's no guarantee it'll go through judicial review.
Okay, well, in the spirit of that, I'm just going to put this to a vote and assume that we already have one from Councilman Rivers.
Second.
So thank you for seconding that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this will never go through judicial review. I am 100% against this, but I'll vote because I know it's not going to go anywhere.
Agreed. I'm against it too.
I vote in
Okay.
favor of this motion. Yay, man.
Okay. All those in favor of putting this forward to the Chief Justice with the support of the council, say aye.
I
I
Councilwoman
Actually, I have
Chaser,
a question. I have a
Councilman King.
question. May I ask a
Of
question?
course. Yeah, go
Mr.
ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. Damon, what I'd like to hear what your objection
Well,
is.
well, simply because we have our freedoms in this country, because we live in a country where all men are created equal, and we're all equal because the great majority of this country believes that because we're all equal in God's eyes.
objection speculation.
One
what
hundred
happened to the
percent.
separation of church and state?
That's still not a separation because that's our creation of our land, our country.
Not according to most people.
Yes, according to most people.
Not me.
And
So you're not
Shouldn't-
inclusive.
Wait,
shouldn't we-
wait. Hey, let's let
ma'am,
him talk.
Listen,
Order.
and I agree with that, and that's what makes this country so great is because you have every right to have your opinion and your belief, but that don't prevent me from having mine because it might offend you.
No, but
you
you
know,
can't.
I don't mean to offend you. I'm not doing it in spite of you. I'm because of my belief,
Why mention it at all?
because I believe that this is one nation under God.
But not everyone does. So why would
I-
you put it in the Constitution?
Because do you know that the founders of the Constitution, actually the authors of the Constitution were,
dead.
I understand, but they were deists. And
Okay, can we
and
move on though?
well, I just want to explain what a deist is.
Let's
give
move
you an
on
idea.
and grow. Let's
Well,
inclusive of everybody.
Well, we can't learn unless we learn
are
best
right
from
now.
our past. We learn from our
yeah, but
history.
don't repeat the past.
I would
I'm not wanting to repeat the past. I'm just trying to teach the past and let you make a judgment from that point of on.
I would like to make a comment if I may, man. So I grew up Sikh. My family's from Punjab, India. I've also toyed around with learning Buddhism, Hinduism, and right now I'm an undecided space. What my exact religious leanings are. But I've grown up in this nation that is very much a Christian nation, man, and I feel like at times, my religious beliefs and spiritual beliefs don't hold space. I hear people like Dana up talking about our founding fathers and all under God and stuff, man. That feel like it don't represent me. So I'm with Riley here, man. Let people do
Okay.
that stuff on their own.
Well,
we don't have to put in our legislation.
I appreciate everyone's comments. We have solid. I understand the opinions of three of the council members, but Councilwoman Chaser and Councilwoman King, what are your opinions on this?
Yes, so I will start off say off that I am a Christian woman, but that said, the founding fathers of this nation did believe in separation of state and church, and even some of our most what we feel like are common models today, such as "In God We Trust" that is on our currency, was not originally in our currency, but were all added as recently in the 50s. So these are not like grounded fundamental truths of our nation. I believe our founding fathers believed in separation of church and state because we are a nation of many faiths. Yes, this country was guided, can be argued that it's guided mostly by Christian faiths, but no, Christian faith, but also the ideals shared by others. And again, I don't see the harm as a Christian woman. See the harm of not having that in the model. It doesn't make me any less a Christian. I don't feel it hurts my beliefs at all. But if it makes other individuals who are not Christian feel they are more included in this country, then why not? So that is my opinion on this subject.
Thank you very much,
And let me
Councilwoman
state-
King. Sorry,
I'm sorry.
Councilman
My
Dana, I just wanted to hear.
apologies. My apologies.
Councilwoman King, your opinions on this?
Along the same lines, I guess, of Miss Chaser, I feel like taking it out or leaving it in is going to offend someone. Taking it out makes it a little bit more broader to appeal to anybody, because I mean, you can still have your faith. Anybody can still have their faith with or without it in it. I'm torn, to be honest.
Okay.
And just to be clear, Councilwoman, when I say the things I say, I am a deist basically, and I believe that God is the answer. Period. Whichever God that you support, if that brings you closer to God, then that's great for you. So I understand, and I where you're.
Holy fuck. Was that for intentionally butchering a word? Because that was a choice. I could. Fine. I'll say this all the time. Now it's stuck. Come on, we were like near the end too. Fine, I will read the text as written. The specific mention of Almighty God, while perhaps reflecting the sentiments of some in the community, raises concerns. First of all, referencing a specific deity very egregiously ignores the federal separation of church and state, but also in a state as diverse as San Andreas, representing people of many beliefs and backgrounds, our foundational document should strive to include everyone from all walks of life. Yay. I worked hard to butcher that word. But Adelaide, I apparently do it without even thinking. And BU.
Another comment from the community?
Hello, my name's Robert Danson. And,
If you could come forward and thank you.
Make sure you're shouting, please.
hello, my name's Robert Danson, and I wanted to mention that you said that our founding fathers were deists, but
The
for
authors,
instance,
our authors, the authors
our
are
authors.
yeah.
Okay, the thing that confuses me is that, like, if you look at like our Pledge of Allegiance, the term "under God" wasn't included until '54.
Yeah, that was a comment that was already stated by Councilwoman Chaser.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Definitely
part.
something
I'm sorry.
no, that's completely fine. Thank you for your comment.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
No, I agree with the idea that we need to have a separation of our church and state. That's just my opinion.
All right. Thank you very much,
Hey,
sir.
you're
Appreciate
welcome.
that. Another comment from the community? This will be the last one for a while.
Yeah, one more. Just a real quick one. I fully believe in a separation of church and state. And the reason I bring this up is because, say the next mayor, right, is of Muslim faith, or, you know, a completely different faith. You know, in the Constitution, it's under God. You know, they don't believe in that. So do they even believe in the Constitution? The way it's wrote is, if you know, if you don't believe in God, then you don't believe in the Constitution. And if we get away with God, just put that to the side. You know, everyone's feel free to, you know, believe in what you want to believe. However, you could simply just under, you know, look, San Andreas. You know, why not just replace God with San Andreas? and then everyone can actually full-heartedly say they
Yeah.
support the Constitution. That's kind of my concern, is that if you had someone of a different faith, they can't wholeheartedly believe in the Constitution because they believe in a completely
Right.
different faith.
But
Well,
on the inverse,
that would be my
somebody who does have faith, they can read the Constitution in the absence of faith and still
exactly
support it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Correct.
Well,
absence of
well,
faith
well,
is a better idea, is
well,
what I'm
well,
saying.
well,
Good point.
JJ, let me ask. You don't think Muslims follow God?
I believe they don't believe in a Christian God.
No, but they believe in God.
Yeah, but what about people who don't?
Well, that's
Well, okay.
See,
We're getting into
religion and
semantics. Sorry,
politics
sir.
is
Sorry.
bad,
One
that's
moment.
what I'm saying.
We're getting into semantics here, Daynab. We all understand the context of the Constitution is referring to a Christian God. As you've already stated, the United States of America is in effect a Christian nation, a very diverse nation, but outwardly a Christian nation. So we all know that that's the guy that it's referring to in the Constitution. So if we just want to
I.
keep that to the focus of the conversation.
Well, I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Well, okay. Regardless, thank you, sir. We're gonna continue with this. I just want to state for the record, I am a Italian American. I am Catholic, and I have Republican values. But more than anything, I believe in the will of the people. I believe that from what I've seen, that this is something that the council collectively supports, although there are, understandably and respectfully, in the spirit of democracy, individuals who do not wish for this to go forward. But in the spirit of democracy, again, I'm going to put this to a vote because, that's what this is for. So, all those in favor of putting this forward to the Department of Justice for a modification of the state constitution, say aye, because it was already seconded earlier.
Aye.
And please raise your hand for the record.
Aye for the. Oh, ow.
Hi.
Amber.
Okay.
Right, got it.
Aye.
I also say aye. And now, what that
I'm,
means.
I'm nay for the record.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Daynab. What that in effect means is that we are putting this forward to the Department of Justice for the Chief Justice decision ultimately, and if anyone from the community and anyone from the council feels really strongly about this, please, in the spirit of this, write letters to the Department of Justice in support or in what's the other unsupport
Support or against?
of,
For or against?
of this. For or against, yeah. If you feel strongly about it, please write a letter to the Department of Justice to make your opinion clear, so that opinion can be taken into his consideration along with this, which has the support of the council and the mayor's office. Thank you very much. And we're going to move on to the next thing now. City council candidate registration has ended. So you cannot no longer register for the upcoming city council elections. Registering city council candidates will be asked to present their platforms at the upcoming town hall either April 26th, 1985 or May 3rd, 1985. Announcement of the city council debate for May 1985. We are in the process of scheduling a council debate similar to the one we previously had for May 6, 1985. The next council election will be between May 6 and May 10th. That will be the voting period. That's more of a statement than anything else because we're not really taking questions on that.
Could I comment on it?
Yeah, of course. Please, Deputy Mayor, go ahead.
So we were talking earlier.
I am also starving. I need some...
It pertains to the seats as well, and we were considering opening the registration period for another week. Because we did mention that having 8 seats would be quite hard to fill. And looking at the history of council elections, the first one had exactly 4 people enter and 4 people sat. The one following that, excluding the special election, had 5 people enter and 4 people sat. This one, there are currently 3 entrants. So that's why the conversation arose to shrink down the seats to 6, so that way we can get them filled and people will feel like the democratic process, elections, their vote actually means something, because no matter who you vote for, they're all pretty much guaranteed to make it in.
Yeah, but we talked about this weeks ago, and we couldn't do it because we didn't have time to change it in the Constitution, and we got to follow the Constitution. So
No,
if we couldn't
everyone's
do it-
vote didn't go the same way. Some people were still against shrinking the seats, and some people were for it.
Yeah.
So before
Okay.
this next election, if we would like to have the seats brought down to 3, and then we increase the registration period, just, a 1-week extension until next Saturday.
I agree with that.
I mean, I'm fine with the extension. Like I said, I don't care, and honestly, I don't care what you do with the seats. I just, we did address that before.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with the extension too. Let's just do that. But the seats, yeah, 3's fine. 3's fine instead of 4.
So in total, bring the number of people on city council down to 6.
7.
7? No, it would be 7 for now. And then once
Right.
Priya, Amber, Cody, and Mateo's seats go up again, they would be for 3 seats instead of 4. So the
I
next
see,
one would be
and
brought
getting
down.
it back to
Yes.
6. Okay.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy with that though. Let's do that.
So can we put it to a motion so that way we can bring it forth to the Chief Justice to
Yes.
see how everyone voted?
Can we put this to a motion,
second.
Deputy Mayor? Seconded.
Yeah,
Okay.
and maybe what are the votes that each citizen's going to be able to get? Is it only going to be 1?
No, it'll go down to 2. So you vote for 2 out of the 3 seats that would go up.
And there are 3 seats open?
Yes.
Or 2?
There's
So we
gonna
don't
be
need
3.
to vote?
Right.
Oh, unless
That's why we're
someone else
extending
signs
the
up.
election period. So
Right,
if someone,
right.
yes.
Gotcha.
What if no one else signed up and there was only 3 candidates? Could it go down to 1 at that point?
1 doesn't matter at that point. There's no point in voting if you only get 1 vote.
It would just be for their own
Makes sense.
personal interest, just to see how much did I win by. But
It won't matter.
Not necessarily.
Give the people 2 votes. Robert, come on.
All right.
All right.
All right.
so who approves of bringing the seats down to 6? Say aye and raise your hand.
I
I
Okay. Aye.
And anyone against?
Yeah, I'm against.
Okay.
Okay. In an
Well,
ideal
just-
world, Bouchard, I would definitely
Mm-hmm.
support 8, but as we can see, it's not exactly ideal.
Yes.
and just for
Yeah, come
clarification,
forward.
this next election will be seating 3 people, correct? Or just 2?
3.
That's what I thought.
So my comments here is bringing these seats down. If I'm not mistaken, that runway is getting closer and closer to being built, which means a
That's
lot more
my
planes
concern.
coming in. 6 people to govern, say, what? Let's just say 150 people.
At a time.
I don't think that's a good idea. That's you're stretching the councillors out by seating 6 instead of 8. And then, for example, also if you shrink it down and say people can't attend, then you've got 2 people turning up when there's meant to be
Yep.
6. And then you don't have the votes either. It's a very slippery slope. As I said, with the runway being built, you can have an influx of people, which means this place will start getting full. And you guys are just going to be like crazy rushed off your feet. Like you need 8 for different infrastructure and different things that you want to get done, for everyone to have their voice heard. Otherwise, you're not going to have a life. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
I appreciate that. I think the benefit of this council and the seats is that ultimately it's just a decision that we can make ourselves on the fly. We can host emergency elections if we feel that we do not have the means to support the city. And we can modify that in the future. When the time comes, we can put it back to 8. But as is, I think for the next election, given that there are not enough candidacies to fill the seats, this upcoming election, I'm comfortable with moving that down a peg.
And
Amber and I both
JJ,
had a comment.
go ahead.
You first.
Oh, I was gonna
Is it
say,
four-
when we get to that point, if we actually have 150,000 people here, man, Blaine County is gonna get its own city government eventually. I feel like that is better than keeping 8 people here. To have more people doing work. I think proving to get 8 people together to do anything here. I know you think we're gonna be all busy and stuff, man. It really doesn't have to be that much work. I think 8 is. It's the reason I'm in favor of 6 is to have competitive elections. Because if not, 8 people might seem good, but you're getting people who are not voted in. It doesn't feel like democracy. And then you got anyone can just be in city council, and it's like I'd rather have quality people than quantity of people.
Everyone has a good idea. That's like saying there's 4 people running.
I can't hear you. Sorry.
Sorry, in just rebuttal to that, it doesn't matter who sits at the council because every single person has a good idea and they want to fight for something. At the moment where you're right in regards to the amount of seats, they're basically a guaranteed, but just because they're guaranteed doesn't mean they don't want to work their ass off. That's just my thoughts on that one.
Yeah, it's definitely a hopeful outlook, but there are
But I'm a
definitely
glass
people
half
who
full
will
kind of
just,
guy, so.
yeah, there are people that will just sign up for the hell of it, and they have absolutely no intention of actually doing anything positive or helpful.
Then you could have the, power to vote them out.
Yeah,
We do.
We do. Yeah, we do. A comment from a citizen.
Yep. I just wanted to kind of highlight what is in our constitution. It does call for 8 city council members. And as the gentleman before me stated, just because it's a guaranteed seat does not mean that the member is not going to do their best at the position. I believe we had a similar discussion in the past, saying that even if the wrong candidate was to take office, we always have the ability to remove them from office if they're not doing the job that is expected. So I believe that when these major changes to the Constitution are going to happen, these needs to be discussed further and kind of make a note of why those numbers are there to begin with. Right now, we're working with a small population, and the goal is to have a larger population. I don't believe that having 8 people would be too much and actually would be a really great number. Even though Blaine County in the future should hopefully have its own city council, that's something that is not anywhere near the future, and we don't currently have enough citizens to support even starting a city council there. So for the long term, I believe that this city council will be the one presiding over most of the issues. So we do need the numbers. I mean, there's a reason why that's in the Constitution.
Constitutionally, the Chief Justice said he was willing to bring it down, but if the council was against it, then he was not going to change it. So that's the only reason
I
why the number
understand,
wasn't
but
changed.
there's a reason why the Constitution was set up the way it was. It wasn't just a quick discussion. It took a lot of time to construct, and the numbers are there for a reason. It wasn't just a kind of like a throw a number out there and that's the number. We need enough people to be able to manage the city and the adjacent counties.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think from our end, because that's what we've argued this for months, and all the points that you brought up, and they're very valid. I think there's some frustration on our part because we were hoping that there would be a lot more interest in people running for city council, and if people aren't that interested in it, then it should be a workable number. That's basically where I'm at anyway.
I understood it, but I think that's the case for most of the jobs in the city in general. I mean,
Not yeah.
most businesses are having a hard time hiring. Most businesses are having a hard time finding community members. And again, when these borders open, the idea is to have people come in with new ideas and their voice also to be heard. So we do need a good mix of different types of citizens. And I believe limiting till 6 does not really give us a good pool of representation for the entire county, if it makes sense. That's all I had.
Agree.
It does.
Honestly, I mean, if we have the same problem, if the problem continues, council at that point could decrease the numbers. I mean,
I just wanted to see a competitive election season where campaigns and debates mattered. I understand what people are saying, so it's. I think we can, like Dana said, we could keep it going. I just want to see a competitive election. My real hope is just we have more people running. Then I think this problem takes care of itself.
Yeah.
So maybe we try to focus on getting people to run.
I think we need more than posters, maybe.
Or else you run into the issue that you have with Mayor Hazelwood, where people say,
Maybe we
I
try to
didn't vote
recruit
for
people.
him. So if you just have people running in the election and then they're taking the seats, I didn't vote for him. And then the council ousts them. And then you're having special elections to refill that seat every month because someone sat, they weren't a qualified candidate, and now you have to reelect.
To follow up on that comment, if I can, with Major Hazelwood, that sentiment was very 100% true, because he was an appointed mayor. In this case, if that were to happen, and someone says I didn't vote for them, it's simply because they didn't vote. It's not because they were given somebody. If they don't vote, then they don't really have a complaint.
What she's saying though, if we only have 3 people running for 3 seats, they all automatically get in, which is a current case.
Yes, which was the last case with the last seating of council members. And until the population increases or, it changes, we're going to be running in with the same issue. But I don't feel that just because of that, we need to change the way the concept of sitting council was structured, because there's a reason for that. Sorry.
I know as a counselor, I'm always recommending people to run too, so I think it's our job to get the word out. So.
Yeah, just super quick on what the lady said. I basically had no idea that the elections were up. If I hadn't bumped into Danov and he hadn't told me, a lot of people don't look at the city bulletin boards. There's got to be a way that you guys can say, hey, look, these elections are up. Maybe as an announcement in general, like a city council position should be like an announcement. Announce it to everyone that these elections are coming up. Then I feel like more people get eyes on it. If I hadn't bumped into Danob because of his re-election campaign, don't be a slob, vote for Danob. Very catchy, by the way. I wouldn't have had a clue. And then I spoke to Riley. She told me she was rerunning. So yeah, if it was like an announcement, I feel like people will get more eyes on it rather than it just being, a bulletin poster.
An announcement. Where?
So
we announced it at town hall, and I posted it every 2 days.
No. You're not
an announcement.
Oh, like a federal announcement. Okay.
So two things real quick. Thank you for your comments, sir. One of the major factors in this city's something that's a detriment to the city currently is a lack of communication, effective communication. That's something that I'm pretty sure that certain council members that are currently seated ran on, the more open communication, better communication. And it's something that we're very aware of, and it's something that we're taking strides to put into effect. I actually made a few phone calls last week over to Liberty City to get some people to get Weasel News up and running. So that's something that's already in effect. It's already starting up. I think the first newspaper was published recently, but it's very limited right now. So in effect of that, please put forward community things towards Weasel News and start reading the newspaper, start buying newspapers, because that is the most effective way of communication that we can currently have.
There's also Rebel Radio is going live.
There is also Rebel
Friday.
Radio. Yep. Thank you. Rebel Radio is going live Friday. Fantastic. The other thing is with, this. I'm not saying this isn't to say that it's your fault, sir, because we haven't, as a city council, as the mayor's office, gone to Weasel News to fill them in on the communication of the.
They should come here.
Seats and candidacy and whatever else, but that's something that we can definitely strive to do in future, and utilize that space, that information, that mode of information as our main mode of information throughout the city. But also a federal announcement would be good too, for things of this nature. So I do agree with that. So just to kind of get in the middle of this thing about the seats and the candidacies and the future seats or whatever. For a little bit of context, when John Harlan was writing the was redrafting the Constitution to better fit our needs and better suit our needs, he did actually come to me and say, Mayor, what would your preferred number of seats be? And I said, in an ideal world, 8. That is what I want. And I said, but in essence, the most realistic approach may be 6. And he agreed. He said that 6 is probably the number I was going to go with. And I told him, let's go with 8 for now. We'll keep that in the Constitution. And we will operate on a basis of seeing what is best and what is most effective. So currently, I support 8. And I did vote for changing the seats. But as mayor, I'm going to hold off on that vote that we just went through. And let's talk about this a little bit further. So what I want to do is...
Do you want to see how the extension goes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what I want to do is, let's just say that for this upcoming election, the facts are, we do not have 4 council people running. We do not have 4 candidates running for the 4 seats that would be currently open from the seats that are being opened up, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct. So that is to say that we don't even have the candidates to support it. If we do extend the candidacy time frame, then maybe there is a chance of another candidate appearing. But it is not a sure thing. It is not guaranteed. And actually, 2 candidates is what we ideally want, so that there is some competition. But that is not a guarantee neither. So what I'll say is, for this upcoming election, we can put it to a vote for the seats to be reduced just for this election, given the candidacy problem. And then, but still, as city council, as the mayor's office, still abide by the Constitution and strive for 8 seats, right? So as the council, we strive to fill 8 seats, but we obviously have to operate within the limits of realisticness and feasibility. If we cannot fill 4 seats, then at the time we may have to reduce it. We may have to, modify it, extend it, etc. But that I believe that, as written in the Constitution, as the conversation I had with the previous Chief Justice when it was being drafted, as the sentiment that the Lieutenant Governor feels, 8 seats with the full population of this city is the most effective means of governance. And it is something that we should strive for. But at the same time, we need to be realistic about the fact that there's
People
only
should
3 candidates
run.
currently running for 4 seats,
Whose fault
et cetera,
is it
et
that
cetera,
they're
et
not
cetera.
reading the
So,
bulletin board?
Deputy Mayor, could you please, what were you going to say about the time or extension or whatever?
It would last from this Saturday until next Saturday.
And that's the new candidacy, so that's...
Yeah, so they would get
availability
1
people
more
to-
week, anyone who's interested in running.
Okay. Let's do that then. We've already voted effectively for that, so let's just continue with that. And let's just keep in mind, going forward, that 8 seats is our goal, but it is not always realistic. And that's what we'll work towards. Is everyone in agreement with that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Councilwoman Core, Jason King?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Now, so I did want to talk about the permit program. So a conversation that we had in the last council meeting that I was in attendance for, which was now 2 weeks ago. Holy crap, that feels like it was yesterday. We discussed the compulsoriness of the permit program. Correct?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Core, seeing as this is something that you have put forward, what are your feelings currently on making the permit system compulsory or non-compulsory?
I'm in favor of not making it compulsory. I don't want this to limit people doing events if they don't have the funds or the pre-planning required, but I would like it to be so attractive as a incentive that most people end up using it. That's the goal behind the way I wrote it.
Okay. And I do agree with the sentiment of that. We do not want to stifle anybody's creativity and compassion and passion for their community. However, two things. The deputy mayor and I have had a conversation with the state regarding this. And given that currently the city operates, every single department in the city operates on emergency state funds. That is how funding happens for our governance. This is something that in any other city in the world, the reason, a major part of the reason that permits are compulsory is because the funding that people pay towards a permit for a public space, this does not in any way, I want to clarify, this does not in any way mean any private property, any homes, any, private businesses. This does not affect it. But for city property, public parks, etc., the funding that goes towards these permits funds city infrastructure. And that is the goal of the government of this city, is to, once everything is in motion, have a self-sustaining economy. And for a permit to not support that would leave us susceptible in the future to effectively be bleeding money. And I do not want that to happen in this city.
I hear you.
So I'll leave it up. I'm going to get to the discussion component in a second. I just want to state this. I really want to push for this to be a compulsory document that people who are looking to utilize public space, that they need to have this permit to be able to operate in that space. Given that it is something, they are paying the city to use that space. They are getting permission from the city to use that space. Permit comes from permission, and that's a huge component in it. But also, at the same time, the benefits of this permit are they severely outweigh the not having that that thing. But I also want to say, this does not mean that in any, as mayor personally, I would never have the intention of shutting down an event that does not have a permit. But they are susceptible to that. If things are not safe, if they are not, organized properly, a permit, and this is a quote from the governor, a permit, it is a document of responsibility. A permit holder has a responsibility to run a safe and positive event, and someone without a permit does not have that responsibility, right? So
I think we could, we could implement a fine, right? It could just be an infraction operating an event without a permit. The same way that we need to add something for operating a business without a permit. We could have that. We could craft that all into one thing, but it's not like you're going to the bone zone type
anyone
thing.
to be going into a cell for hosting an event. That is
it's
not
a
something
$100
infraction that I would ever
infraction.
want. Exactly. I think that the infraction, it should be a fine, but genuinely, this is a very important thing. A permit should be a permit. It should be compulsory. So
who's going to enforce that?
The LSC, man.
Yeah, that sounds like a slippery
enforcement
slope,
of the
though. I
the
mean, they have
enforcement
the
of what?
right
Sorry, the enforcement of what?
to the permit.
Who's going to enforce the fines?
Enforce the fines.
You're gonna have cops going down there and saying, "Do you have a permit?"
Who's going to collect the fines?
Yeah, it would be the LSSD.
Who's going to check for?
It's going to be in the penal code.
Yeah, in the penal code. Yeah.
I just don't want to deter people from throwing events. That is not.
And is that something that'll
idea.
have? I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt.
But I don't think that this would. I mean, I do agree. I don't want to stifle any creativity. I don't want to stop anybody from creating events.
But the permit's
if you
like
can afford
$1,000 or something.
If you can afford to buy a car, then you can afford to host you can afford to host an event and pay a permit fee. It's really as simple as that.
Events make money normally too, right?
They do need money.
I have a question.
One moment, please. I want to get the council discussion process finished, and then we can open it up to the public. But yeah, I just want to. Deputy Mayor, can we clarify? Did we vote on this being passed? What was the verdict on this last week or
For
2 weeks ago?
the permit didn't need a vote. It was merely brought up so that way we can get feedback on it.
Okay.
It doesn't require a vote.
It's a piece of legislation. Okay. Okay. All right. Does
What you're
anyone,
voting on is the infraction thing. That would need
Yes.
legislation.
It would, yeah.
But it wouldn't be a vote because just like the licenses, it would be statewide, kind of like the hunting
Oh,
one
true,
too.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
All right,
it
you're
would need
right.
a vote.
You got me. She's smart, man.
Yeah.
Let the record state Kelly is smart.
I just think that, you know, when this was being drafted initially by Deputy Mayor Maxwell and myself, the most important thing to me was, at that time, my thought process was, yes, this is compulsory. It's a permit. That's what it is. But I'm not the kind of guy to say, if you don't have a piece of paper that doesn't really help you in any way other than say, yeah, I have permission to do this, what the fuck is the point, right? But that as a baseline is somewhere to start. It is compulsory. It's a piece of paper that you show people and say, yes, I have permission from the city, from the state, in fact, to host this event in this public space for this time frame. And I am organizing it. I have the permission from the city to do all of these things.
How
But-
easy is it going to be able? How are we going to get the permits? Is it easy
Oh,
or is
through
it
us. Oh, very easy.
Through the mayor's
Extremely
office.
easy.
Same way you
Through-
get your
it'll be through
business
us.
license.
Yeah. So
Well, I've heard
the-
people have trouble getting their business license too. So if they need to throw an event Saturday and they want to get an event permit, it's up to
I would have you read
Just
through
seems
the
like
event
red
permit?
tape. Yeah,
Have you-
I'd seem more like a application to get decorations, more or less.
It's not true. If you read through the entire thing, man, it's for first responder service. It's
Right,
for
yeah, if they're available.
rentals. Yes, exactly.
Just seems like red tape to me.
I respect your opinion, Councilwoman Bouchard.
And then if you throw an event and
Um,
someone gets injured, who's liable? Because you're not taking any responsibility. You don't have the permit for the event. So it's the state's fault because something was array at your event. You decided to throw an event there.
Yeah, a permit could guard you as like insurance, I guess. But you're saying cops can come up and shut down an event just because they don't have a permit, basically. And what if people don't even know you can get a permit? I mean, that's the other thing is like communication is key, and there's 3 people here, so.
Yes. Yeah, this isn't something we're just going to snap our fingers and make happen. And,
Yeah.
you know, tomorrow if somebody throws an event, we're going to shut it down. That's not,
Yeah.
you know, that is worst case scenario, and it's not going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen.
We'll definitely put a timeline and make an announcement about it so that way people are aware this is the
We can
process
get it
that
in
you
the
should go through.
newspaper. We can, you know, we can do lots of stuff to make this a
And this
very,
isn't for
very
private
public thing.
properties, right?
It is
No.
no regarding private property whatsoever. If you want to throw a birthday party at your house, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Or even
You
at
wanna,
Rebel.
you know,
That's you can do whatever you want.
Or
That's
a
your
Rebel,
property.
or, you know, yeah, private business property. That is completely up to you. This is more in regards to places like Galileo Observatory, the Legion Square, yeah, the beach, places that are public property that, you know, are supposed to be supervised by a government department, which we don't currently have. You know, parks and recreation or something like that. That, you know, this is in lieu of that, in essence. But yes, I do completely agree that I'm surprised that people are getting they're stifling business licenses, because from my understanding we've been very proactive on that.
Yeah, what is that about, man? What is
I
that? What is
think
that?
The issue
Councilwoman
was the
Bouchard?
term change, and then the keys to the drawer they were changed. So then we had to
Oh,
reacquire
right.
the keys.
So this was
That's
from
what the issue
before
was.
we got the yes.
Yes,
The-
but we're back
okay,
on
then yes,
track.
100%, Councilwoman Bouchard. There was a holdup. We do take responsibility for that, but that is now in full swing. I think there's been like 6 business licenses issued in the last week, 6 or 7. Is that correct?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor?
Yes.
So you know, this
Impressive.
is something that's you know, daily business for our office now. And when it comes to permits, we will be just as proactive. If the council would like to support in that effort, I'm willing to give the council permission to issue these. but that would require further discussion. But just to bolster that program, it's definitely something that I'm willing to consider. So, does anyone else from the council have any questions or concerns about this?
Yeah, I do.
You're not from the council, sir. Sorry, one moment.
Almost.
No? Okay, fantastic. Sir, if you'd like to come forward to the podium.
Do I need to say my name again, or can I just?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Uh, it was just more about the whole that thing about about business license. Also, I've tried to get a business license for like 2 weeks, and I can never ever catch anybody. It is difficult sometimes. It really is. Like especially with my stars and shit like that. I'm not always around when you guys are, and it makes it extremely difficult to get one. And if I have to do that just for an event, it's a whole different thing. And
Yeah. So the communication in terms of the process of this, and this comes down to us as well in terms of communication. Once again, the process technically can be done via mail, via post. This isn't business licenses and permits.
They pay.
Well, yeah, they yes, that is a question, definitely. But in terms of filling out the application, it's something that can be done via mail, and then the approval process, the responder from City Hall can say, let's meet at this time so we can make the transaction, and I can give you your official documentation and hand it to you physically. But initially, the application process is something that can be done via mail. But not everybody knows that, and that's on us. But this would be the same thing.
Also, City Hall is currently hiring clerks for this exact reason, so little things like that can happen more often. So that is also being worked on. If you know anyone who would like a good paying job, help out their city, man, tell them apply.
Right. But yes, I thank you for your comments. I understand that there are some difficulties in this bureaucracy that we live in. But there are definitely ways to make things happen. Communication via mail, and in relation to this being a thing that is going to come into effect, it is this isn't something that we will just put in motion and then the deputy mayor. Which, to be completely frank, is the main and only person. I've issued one business license because, I'm not exactly around super often. But she is the current person who's doing all of this. This isn't something that we will implement and then abandon. This is something that we will implement and then supervise very, very carefully. Yeah, so that's what I want to say about that. Do you have any other comments?
Yeah. I know I don't specifically remember which one, but one of the council people did say that about obviously if it's gonna cost money and stuff like that, and then I know someone said, well, if you got money to buy a car, then you got money to pay for it.
No, it was me. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, I don't understand it. How does a car influence anything? To be honest with an event, because listen, I'm thinking of events right now, and the event I want to run is not gonna cost me a dime. It's not gonna cost me a single dime. It's just gonna take time. Behind casino, the big track. Doesn't cost me a thing. I'm not delivering. Right. Yeah, I'm not, because I'm not paying for people just because I want to do a horse race. I'm not paying for people's horses. I'm not gonna do that. If you want to bring down your horse, you want to bring down your horse, and it's just meant to be fun. It doesn't cost me anything. It's just to bring people together and have fun. Because I know people don't really get to use the horses very much, and I think it's a good use.
That's a great idea, by the way. But the fact is that you are still using property that's not yours, and that's what the permit allows you to do.
The whole point, I guess, is it doesn't cost you a dime, and it should.
Yes. Sorry, can we just, for the room, can we clarify, Councilman Core, the price of a permit?
I believe it's 1,000 if you're not using like rented materials, stuff like that, and 2,000 if you are. And I will be fully honest, man. It encourages people to work with other local businesses for sponsorship, stuff like that. Like businesses are very generous here, and I put on my fair share of events, and they've always been revenue generating, even when I try them not to be, because Businesses are very supportive, man. I see Sparks here right now. He sponsors so many events. How many times have you seen a Hayes logo at event, man? And that's for prize money. That's to cover the costs and the time of putting on events. So there is not many things that cost money in this state. Let's be honest. Outside of cars and a
You're
little
here.
food, which costs not much, you can do one round of truck and you got the money for an event permit.
I understand it, but at the same time, I'm not asking for money for people. I just want people to have fun. I never asked for anything. And also, no offense to Sparks here, he's not exactly going to about to sponsor a horse race because the horses.
Why not?
Because the horses.
Maybe there could be a prize.
Horsepower.
You know, there's different things. What I'm saying, man, is I think it's a pretty reasonable thing.
Maybe Hickory could sponsor because he's got a brother that's a horse. But
Here's the thing: you do the event permit. You have you could have an EMS there in case people get injured. You could use the working with the SBA to have a start and finish line, a little trophy. Like there's so much that you could do that would excel the event to the next level. Well, also being something that goes into funding, you know, the city by paying a little money in. It's a win for everybody. Is the point?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't seem like that, to be honest. Because you're just making me pay $1,000 for really nothing when you guys can just, you know, just not. To be honest, I don't really get it. To be honest, like
I mean, I think we've explained it several
occupying
times.
Space that doesn't belong to you. You're paying to rent the space. Just like if you rent a car, it's not your car. You're paying to rent it for the day. So that way, if you're pulled over, no one just takes away that car because it's not yours.
But the thing is with this, you know, when you rent a car, you get the car for the time, and that does apply in terms of you get the space for the time, but also by paying that money, it's coming back to you with future city projects. For example, the mall restoration. You know, that needs money. It needs city money. It needs our money, and you know, we can't do that without funding. That's just one example. Funding things like city infrastructure with the lifeguards, the nipple project. These things need financing, and that the money just doesn't come from nothing. It has to come from somewhere, and that is a benefit to you in addition to having that space for the day or however long you want to use it for.
Do the event permits only apply in the city or statewide?
Statewide.
Statewide. Public property statewide, not private.
do I have to buy them per event, or do I buy one and it's good?
Oh, that has changed. I'm sorry. That has changed because from what I remember, the original talks were that this was just for in city.
It has changed.
Yes.
It has changed. That was a conversation that we've had with the governor's office.
Just this week. Yeah.
Yes, this week. In that we are passing legislation and these things for you know, for businesses and whatever, the business licenses, they are statewide because the SBA, the governor's office, because there is no local governance north of the city limits, there's nothing to support things like that. So if somebody wants to, you know, host an event in Paleto Bay and they want to redecorate something, they should be able to do that, and we should be able to facilitate that. So it is statewide. We are operating on behalf of the state when it comes to licenses and permits.
If anyone can't afford to event permit, truly cannot afford it, and they have a good event, I pledge that I will personally pay for their event permits going forward. Come and
Also,
talk
like,
to me.
For Drag Me Up to Sandy, they do every other week. They're gonna have to get a permit every other week.
No, they can do
Or
ones for
the monthly permit.
Yeah, if you read the thing, you can see.
Yeah, I saw that. So they have to do every month then.
Correct.
Okay.
How much does
that's
it
a
cost
lot.
per month? Is it still $1,000 or is it even more?
No, it's a
$3,000, I think.
25% discount per month.
So it's. All right. Well, thank you guys.
And if you ever have an
Thank
issue
you.
contacting people, you said 2 weeks you're waiting for licenses, send a letter to city. A lot of people have mailed in and they've gotten contact immediately.
I've done that before and been ignored like 4 times. I give up.
There are no letters from you in that mailbox in the past 2 weeks.
There probably is.
All right. Yes.
Super quick, couple of points. I don't care about the licensing fee. I get exactly what you're trying to do here. Just a couple of points. In regards to what the deputy mayor said, if you have a permit and there is a nasty accident, say it's a racing permit, right, and someone crashes, are you then liable because you have that permit? Can they then sue you be like, hey, I've got a permit. You can't sue me. Just like clarification on that one.
That's what lawyers are for.
And waivers. You have them sign waivers prior to the event. It's your job to take the proper precautions if you're putting on an event that people
So
could
I need a
possibly get
permit
injured
and
in.
waivers. Okay. And then
It's then your
secondary
responsibility.
was in regards to a business that I've got coming up. I'm going to be using a ton of public spaces. What clarifies an event? Is it an amount of people? So, for example, I'm doing a TV productions company, and I may have I don't know, maybe 10 people with me at a time, actors, camera crew, etc., etc. Now, is that going to be? Am I going to need a permit to film on a public location?
Yes.
So I'm going to need a permit for every single location I go to.
Yes. I would too. When I was doing my TV production, I had to speak with the police. I had to speak with the mayor at the time. I had to speak with everybody to make sure that the public space that I was filming on, that I was doing it legally. Because I was very aware of the fact that if I was filming in a public place, people could shut down that production. And you don't want that to happen. So you need to have these checks and balances in place. It's part of TV production.
Okay, that's a fair point. Now, last one. If I am scheduling an event or whatever, can I fax be like, hey, I'm gonna need an event permit, and then who on earth do I speak to when I'm around and no one else is around? Like, how easy is this gonna be to get hold of? Because
You can post. You
So
not fax, post people, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
So faxing is acceptable too. So okay, I'll clear this up I'll make this very clear. The process will be, you can send a letter or a fax, and in response, you will get a documentation template, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
want to
with you.
speak it in clearer words.
No, I'm with
so you can then modify that document and send back your copy, and that will be your application with all the information that you have that says this is the time frame, this is the location, this is the intended purpose, this is the amount of people I'm expecting, et cetera, et cetera. This is who I'd like to be involved, this is the decorations I'd like, and then that will be reviewed by myself, the deputy mayor, future clerks, potentially members of the council, whoever's involved with that, as soon as it comes through. Like that's something that's happened with business licenses every time. Every time we've got something, we immediately review it, or at least the deputy mayor does, because she's fucking phenomenal. And then the response will be effectively immediate to say, either this is approved, please come to City Hall at this time, or whatever time suits you. You know, we can make arrangements. We send a letter back saying, are you free tomorrow? Are you free Sunday? What time can we work with here so you can come down, get the license, and pay for it? Because it's approved, and you can just go based on that. But or alternatively, you just come down to City Hall at the very beginning. If somebody's there and you say, I'd like to do this, they hand you the document physically to fill out the template, etc., and you hand it back to them, blah, 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 blah. But that is the process. And when I say that we are trying to be as proactive as physically possible, that is not a hyperbole. That is not a lie.
Yeah, no, I
the
understand where you're
business licenses, since we've had the infrastructure to support it, they have been extremely efficient in implementing them.
So, just in caveat with that, in
Mhm.
regards to the, I think you said $2,000 per year. I think I heard that correct.
Correct.
Now, what would the turnaround time that you'd need to give notice
For decorations?
1 week.
Correct, sir.
So you would basically end up putting in you get the permit, blah blah blah. SBA is expanding. I've talked to the lieutenant governor about this already. People there will fill out a work order of what needs to be there. They need a week. Everyone needs a week heads up, right? Because you're coordinating with multiple departments, and from there, they would help you on the day of to get it set up.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, that's all my
Mhm.
questions. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Okay. I think everybody's on the same page. And while there are still caveats, kinks to work out, and questions, I think that my focus here is that this becomes a compulsory piece of documentation. Right. So I'm gonna put that to emotion. If I could get that seconded to make a vote for this.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of the permit program for events being a compulsory component to the city's infrastructure, say aye. Oh, sorry, Dana. I didn't
Sorry,
realize. I thought you had actually
I
left
had
for
to
the day.
pee.
That's all right. I was just putting this to a vote. It's already been seconded. To make the permit program a compulsory component to the city's infrastructure. Please say aye.
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 Can you please ask you to
Three,
second the citizen
four.
Aye.
salary? Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Aye. All right. Yes. But for the record. Okay. Thank you. The council is majoritively in support of making this a compulsory documentation. When it comes down to the nitty gritty of it actually being in effect and people applying, when problems do arise, we will review them. This isn't something that we're just going to throw into the wind and hope for the best. We can, at future city councils, review the progress of once it's in effect and permits are being handed out and issued, the effectiveness and the efficiency of that program we can review at city council. But for the time being, we want to make this a compulsory document. So, Priya, if you could work on amending the documentation to reflect that, I'd be very much appreciative.
To reflect what? Sorry, say it again, man.
Just the fact that it's compulsory.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
And also statewide.
And statewide, yes, and statewide. Thank you very much. Okay. Does anyone else from the council have anything they'd like to speak on? Because that is everything from the agenda.
Actually, I don't know if this needs to be tabled, but you brought up the fines. If need be, to put it in the penal code.
Right. Yes. Fines relating to.
Maybe this is something that needs to be tabled, but I think it definitely needs to be talked about. And since we do have these documents out there, then something needs to be done, sooner than later.
Yeah,
I guess.
as soon as possible. Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and see what you wanted to do with that.
Okay. Yes. That's definitely a conversation that needs to be had with DOJ. Council members, if you would like to communicate with him, with the Chief Justice, and see what the process on that will be. And we can table that for a future council meeting. We have a comment from a member of the public.
Well, hold on.
Okay, sure.
Because I had something I wanted to say.
Sure.
Just wanted to announce that I am running for re-election city council, and Mr. Mayor, I'm going to hold you to your statement that will of the people. I set a goal for myself. I'm going to do my best to try to get every person in this city, in the state, to vote. And I hope you hold yourself to your word that will of the people.
That's right, will of the people.
That's all I needed to hear.
All right. Yeah, for council.
I'm so confused.
The question I have is related to the event. So I came in late, so I apologize if I missed something.
That's all right.
Critical. But what is the criteria for what is considered an event? I mean, in theory, you could have 5 or 6 of your closest friends sitting around a boombox, corner of Legion. That could be technically an event. If it was arranged beforehand. What is the criteria for what is actually an event? And what is the criteria for if somebody's in violation of not having an event permit? Because again, you could in theory come after somebody for hosting an informal gathering of friends that isn't technically an event.
Yep.
Arbitrarily.
I had that question as well. What if you're just hanging out around a fire at the beach with your friends?
That's a fine.
Right to
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, and there does need to be clarification. I agree.
Yes,
there does need to be
clarification
clarification of what an event is.
I'll
I
Have
definitely
level-
agree.
Ooh.
we'll
Probably one
draft
of
up
the
something to add to it and bring it next week, man. I think we did. I can't remember it right now for the life of me, but I'm happy to work alongside the council and bring that forward next week. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, if I missed a part of this conversation, I apologize.
No,
Just,
no, we really appreciate your comments because that wasn't clarified. It's definitely something that needs to be addressed. If it's something to do with a certain number, above a certain number, you know, like 15, 20 or something like that, then yes. Or if it includes advertisements, if it includes, sorry, sponsors is what I meant to say. You know, if it has an aspect of financial gain, if that's what the limit is.
or if it in any way inhibits access to a public space. Or...
Exactly.
And or all of that, right?
And or all. So we need to address that. We need to go through that. This council meeting already gone on for long enough. So that's definitely not something we'll address today. But thank you very much for your comments. It's something we will work to address. Okay. Anyone from the council want to say anything?
I have 5 more emotions that I would like to.
Okay, sure.
I will hurt you.
Yeah.
Hunting.
Oh,
my
okay.
No.
No,
You said the H word.
I motion we break Priya's other arm.
I got a motion right here.
I would like to press assault on him.
Okay. All right. Enough about that. Hunting's already been addressed. That's already cleared up. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Does anyone else have any last messages or comments from the community? I have one last thing to say, and then we'll wrap up.
I'll
That's
stay and
all right.
listen if you want.
We
Yeah,
can
Definitely.
listen.
Hey, we're
I'm
here.
still sitting.
We're
I'm
still
still
here.
sitting.
My bad.
I'm really trying to get in this podium. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. So I had a couple of little pointers just to bring up. Casey, thank you so much for pushing that mall, because that was one of my pointers. The post office at the mall. We need a hangout. There's a safe space where people can go, and that's definitely going to bring people to the mall. So, really, genuinely, good job on that one. Which may sound super sarcastic, but it's not, I promise. The parking, there's people's vehicles getting stolen, robbed, ocean dumped, trucking. I've been hearing a lot of rumors and a lot of nasty posts going up, which I have been removing. So just keep an eye out for that one.
Somebody
So
came
parking,
to me today about that.
Yep, parking needs to be a thing at trucking. I would love for earlier meetings to go on, because I feel
Me
like
too.
it's 4 a.m. for me right now, and I'm really fucking losing my mind.
Yep.
And then the last thing I want to bring up, which is not for this discussion, but something to y'all think about, would be the stop and go to pass a bill in regards to stop and go. If the lanes of traffic are completely empty, why am I waiting 10 minutes at a red light? That's not for now. That's for a later discussion, but I will be bringing it up next week with the statistics and that kind of stuff. Also, hopefully with some police input as well. But I just wanted to bring up the stop and go.
Okay.
That was it in a real quick nutshell, because it's, as you said, it's been going on long enough. So.
Got
Thank
it.
you, Oh, and
very
JJ, if you get a moment after the meeting, I would like to talk to you.
Oh, golf. Golf is another thing. Can we please, for the love of God, get that golf lawn mowed and get that open, because it's something I did every single week back in England, and I need an outlet to hit a ball. So please unplug the holes, get the beavers out, and can we please have golf? That was everything.
Okay.
Did they close the country club? I didn't know about that.
I mean, you can go there, but you certainly can't play golf.
Oh.
Oh, we did discuss earlier meetings for next Saturday, so keep your eye open
Yes.
on the bulletin boards for that one.
Yep. We're going to be doing earlier meetings. That's something that everyone on the council supports. We have a variety of times that people are operating within, and we want to accommodate for that. So, yes, definitely. All right, everybody. I will call this council town hall meeting to a close. It is now adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, shush.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, JJ, we need to set up a time to get together and talk, because I want to find out a lot more about your production
Oh,
company.
thanks.
And
Woo! Another one done, man.
Mm-hmm.
Another one
My
done.
body was getting real sore sitting that long. By
I
the
didn't
end
think
of
we
it.
would talk about the permits that long. That's why I didn't put it on the itinerary. Just, let people
I
know
didn't.
that they're statewide.
Oh my lord, people are averse to paying $1 for anything, man. Everyone wants to hoard their fucking wealth. Shit pissing me off.
Yeah,
Rhea,
if you
There's
can
like nothing to
afford
spend
like half
money
a
on,
dozen
man.
cars, you can afford $1,000 just to rent a space for the day just for you and your
That
friends.
motherfucker make that amount of money selling drugs in 5 minutes, man.
Rhea, I just want to say I'm actually a little bit surprised, very happily, and I very much appreciate that you support it being a compulsory document.
Well, I support, my political views, social services, and social services can't run unless people pay money into
That's right.
the city and the state, man. And people are so hesitant. There's nothing to spend money on right now. And guess what? Inflation is going to go through the roof if people don't start putting money in somewhere. And the pushback is going to drive me insane,
And she
Mr.
was
Mayor,
against
frankly.
it 2 weeks ago, but like her initiative, she wants to have money to help with hiring, but how do we get that money? This is one way to
Exactly.
get that money.
Kelly convinced me in that conversation. I was like, "You're right." I saw the whole picture. I was thinking of it in isolation.
Even the nipple project. I mean that's going to need funding. The bus, all the staffing.
These people just want to argue against anything.
Yeah, and people have so much money to throw away. They really do.
I have so much. I went to the casino yesterday because I was like, I have too much money. I ended up winning $20K. My bank account's out of control, man. I can't. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to give away my money.
Well,
Kelly,
thank you
some
for
money?
your support once again.
I got you. I actually won $20K at the casino yesterday.
Oh my. Oh, okay. And Tom's definitely lying. I check that mailbox every day. There's nothing from Salieri saying, "Hey, I've been waiting on my business license." I would have commented. I would have told him. I would have gotten him on the schedule. Because we got everybody else
little
held.
weasel, man.
Yeah, like even Pearls was the last one. Newest opened. They have theirs in.
I want to pass that operate without a business license shit yesterday so he could go charge his ass to shut him down. He's lying. He also didn't say full. He didn't say I 100% did. He said no. He probably is. He gave like a wishy-washy answer.
I mean, I'll go make photocopies of the mailbox. I'm okay with doing that.
Public record that shit.
But I want
man.
to talk to the DOJ first, since these are like mayor's office projects. I'll talk to them and ask like, what do you feel is an appropriate? It's an infraction. Like you should not. I mean, should the business maybe the alcohol one should be a misdemeanor because you're giving, or a felony because you're giving alcohol to minors. Like you should have more responsibility for that one.
I think
But for business license, that could be a misdemeanor.
They should shut down for the night. They should be shut down for the night.
Oh yeah, you're suspended. Like as soon as they find out you're operating without a license, so you have to close for the day. We'll let you take care of your final customers, but once they're out the door, this place is shut down. But that's even at officer's discretion. Like they could just say no, like mid transaction, he's not sanctioned to do this. You just have to put that money back in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. They take that lasagna out the fucking oven, man. This place is shut down. Red tape, caution tape across the business. You operating again without it? We taking your lease. Paper shredders.
See, it doesn't even have to be you can suspend them. So it's just like, okay, so you were operating and you decided not to get the license. So now we're gonna suspend you. For a month, you can't use the license. Like, we will not give it to you. And then if you keep doing that, then you're gonna get full-blown revocation, and it's gonna upscale to your lease. Like, same thing. Like, we talked about the mailboxes. We're gonna ask again. Please don't touch the mailboxes. Okay, now we're taking so like
exactly
escalation.
I'm with it. Do you think Casey's gonna be mad I didn't vote for her bill?
No, there was.
I know, but just as a friend, I didn't feel like she put enough time and thought into the time and fines. It didn't make sense to me.
I think it's a matter of like, kind of the same thing you're giving to minors. It's just like you're robbing from the helpless. These people do not have a voice anymore. It's their final resting place. There's no defense against this.
So this is why I did it. So I went on a ride along with Eastwood, and we actually went to a grave robbing thing, and he let the guy go because the dude had a sick story, man. Like he was sad and he felt disgraced what he did. It was like that guy didn't need 50 months. You know what I mean?
But then at the same time, there are all these places hiring, understaffed, and you're taking the option to steal from somebody their final resting place, the last little bit that they had, their dignity to be buried with, and you're taking it from them.
Yeah, I see. I just think I think aggravated battery is less, that's crazy to me.
Well, no, I mean, you're hitting somebody. You're hitting like a living, breathing person who, now that you've infringed upon their rights, they can sue you back. But who's going to stand up for the rights of the dead?
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think the time's been fine. I think it's just not consistent with the penal code.
I think it just deters people from doing it. Like, why are you robbing from a dead person? I'm not saying go out and rob a grocery store, but you're not trying to take from a living, breathing soul.
What if I really hate that motherfucker and I go piss on his grave? Is that bad?
Yes, it's very bad.
So
That's why Marino gave that example. That's how
Great.
if you don't like him, you do not go after his dead family member. That's so wrong.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm kidding. Also, I have
I
some
need
sad
food.
news.
Like right now, I'm starving.
Yeah, I got food.
Oh, because there's food all in the break room. But using parking meters at trucking, I did see that on my way to hang up the flyer.
No.
Stop and go, I don't think that one's gonna fly.
I don't think we need.
Yeah, because we talked about this earlier. That's just people who want a free excuse to fly through red lights. There's really no way to police it.
Yeah. Don't, as Justice Harris said, don't be a pussy. Take the $50 red light ticket. Who cares? People don't want consequences for anything.
Yeah,
No money,
I want to
no
throw an event
consequences.
so people can gather with their horses, but I don't understand why I have to pay. It's just like,
Yeah.
you would pay to rent a car, right? This isn't your land.
It's
you want to
crazy.
use it. I don't understand what got lost in translation. It's not yours, so yes, you have to pay a fee.
Wait, we're standing in a bad spot for hearing.
Okay, we can come in. Because I could hear Mayo Marino from there, so.
Mikey got out of the hospital.
Have you seen him? Have you talked to him?
Yeah. He came down to Pearl's yesterday. He had sent me a letter. And I drove him to LISA. And he took a plane ticket away. He's
not coming back.
left. No, he's not coming back. But he left alive on his own terms. We were able to reminisce about the good times, man. And we put on some music, cried a bit together, and I told him to stay in touch. And if he ever wants to come back, man, I would make sure this place felt like home for him. But it hurt, man. He was one of my first.
No, Frank did
friends
the
I
same
made.
too. After he hit his head on the rock, he wanted to go home to Liberty to rehab. So it's
Yeah.
like traumatic event, just want to go home.
I get
City
it.
of Death, it just wears on you from time to time.
Yeah. But it was sad, man. It was a lot of tears. Love that guy.
Well, I should
Anyway.
hang this flyer so that way people know that there are going to be council elections.
Yeah.
I find it like incredibly bizarro that he was not informed. I hung them every other day.
What are you talking about?
JJ said that the hanging of
Oh,
the flyers
fuck,
was
fuck
not
him,
enough.
man. Who gives a shit? Yeah, he's just gonna
Every
complain.
other day, the flyer was hung.
Who gives a fuck, man? You know, you can't expect everyone to pay attention. I don't know. I don't even know what he means an announcement. I don't even know what that means. Like, the bulletin is an announcement, so what is he even talking about?
Kind of like a federal address. Just
Yeah,
like
but
the new
that's
laws
done
that
on the-
came in.
Oh, that's done on the bulletin board, man.
Yeah, every time we have elections, it should be a federal address, but we can't control that. And
I don't
you
even
should
think-
really pay more. You're wanting to be a council member. I even had the final one. It was on the city bulletin. So
I like how he's like, I wouldn't know about it if I didn't have 3 people tell me and hear about it today. You just said you heard about it through so many different avenues. What are you complaining about? That was the part that got me. I didn't know about it until 2 people in the council told me, and you told me here today.
But the same way the bulletin for the council went out is the same way it went out for the Easter egg hunt, and he was
Exactly.
informed on that. So
Yeah, he's lying.
yeah, I don't understand that. Or maybe
These
it's
people
just
are a
we
bunch of
want to
liars,
shrink
man.
the seats now. Now there's interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
all
we'll see
good.
how this extension goes. We'll see if more people run. But honestly, I think they're speculating. Because
I
even
agree.
looking through the history
Mhm.
books, getting
Mhm.
people on that council has always been difficult.
I agree.
So it's not until you want to change something that everybody wants to stand up. Oh wait, I'm actually
arms.
interested. Like one of the
I
people
asked-
running, Dean said he hasn't even been in state for like a week. So let's
Yeah.
just vote them out. Okay, now we have an empty seat. Now we have
What's
to have
the
a
point of
special
that?
election.
Special election, and
yeah.
then everyone feels like there's elections all the
Election
time,
season
so they never
never
want to run.
ends. Yeah, you
Mhm.
just get burnout.
And I want people to have. I want an actual campaign with stakes. That's all I want, man.
Yeah, so I was just like, what's the point of throwing the debate if,
Yep.
3 people up, 3 people sit?
Don't do it then. Just don't even do it. I want Dispatch Dean to run. I told him.
Yeah. So that's I'm
he'd
gonna
be
hang
good.
this flyer. I'm gonna let people know there's an extension.
What's up, bestie?
What?
How you doing?
You missed the town hall.
I missed it.
Oh no.
No, sorry.
We talked
you wanna
about
be on-
permits, business licenses.
You don't care.
Priya's is
Business
on hold
license?
until Grandpa's here, so that way he can hear the motion.
Since that's an important.
About the bone
Nope.
zone.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not business. It's different than business applications. It's like once you
Oh.
have a SBA lease, then you need a business license.
And we still need that the drawer filled with all the leases. We haven't gotten that yet. So I gotta retouch base, make sure we get it sometime this week.
I need to work on so many things, man. What am I supposed to do from today? Do the FiveM shit.
And update the the state permits now.
like your outfit.
Thank you.
I used to have the same pants, but they were so tight they made my legs look white.
Did you hear what you said?
No, I'm sorry. You kind of cut out for me.
No, I heard what she said.
Wait, me hear what Kelly said?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say
No,
anything. About I heard what Priya said. The pants were so tight, cut off her circulation and made her legs turn white.
That sounds like a rap lyric, man.
No, she was talking about what you needed to do.
Oh.
And I think I distracted you a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, just update the state permits and what qualifies as an event and what doesn't.
And there was one other part to it that I would definitely remember when I do. Oh, the compulsory.
Yes.
That's a big fucking word. A big
Just like
word.
egregious. I
Is that-
butchered,
yeah,
I
is that
butchered
the-
it for funsies. I
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
see if
for
anyone would say
funsies.
it. Yeah.
You're such a liar for funsies. What you mean for
You
funsies?
see, I just said it right now. Egregious.
Yeah, because you had to think about it. You have performance anxiety. Just admit it.
No?
Uh-huh. Performance anxiety. It's okay,
No, I
Kelly.
think that's why I got a headache. It was just like punishment for my bad decision. I should take
Oh,
town
yeah.
hall more seriously.
Shut up. You kept that shit on track. Holy fuck, that was way too long.
Also, the itinerary. I like the binder.
Yeah, me
I see
too.
quite a few people picked it up, and then it had the itinerary there so that they know we don't have to pass them out at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I like this. This was a very smooth meeting.
Here you go.
Thank you. My fave.
I thought you were gonna say Priya, but you just said thank you.
No! I'm definitely gonna go take. I'm gonna drink this. My show's
Oh.
taping.
Thank you.
And what you say? Drink that and what?
I'm gonna go drink this as I watch my show. My show's taping.
Oh, okay. You going in apartments for a while?
Mm-hmm.
All right, enjoy. Good to see you, I guess, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna open early. I'm gonna have a nice day off just kicking it at my house.
All right. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, Bella.
Yeah, and then I have to help Grandpa. He needs hiring flyers and he wants me to help bind his book.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You never buy my book.
You don't have a book. Oh, I just haven't read it yet? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Over
think-
some time, I'll show you my book, man. You can bind it all night.
I'm happy to know that there's a book that you haven't shared yet.
Oh, yeah. I'll open it up for you.
I'll go see if there's an email left. And then I get to go to bed.
Okay. Haji, do you want to go do some dumb shit? Hell
Is
yeah.
this gonna be like a reunion of the injury trio? Gonna actually see if you can all get cast on your left arm in the same night?
That's a good idea.
No, it's not. Don't do it.
Let's try shoot for our left hand, you know?
Mhm. Let me check my mail real quick. I got a lot of PO. Was
Yeah.
one of them from you?
The other thing is, when I was doing my late
I like to respond to your emails, something I like to do to people I care about.
I prefer to see people I care about in person and
do.
respond so that way they can hear the tone in my voice when I'm talking to them.
I do too, but I also respond to their mail every now and then.
Nope, I'm more of a talking person because I don't like to waste a postcard to write a sentence.
I'm just not gonna write you anymore.
Boo.
What do you mean, boo? You made a promise before that you would write me and give me updates on things and how you're doing and stuff, and then you never did.
Oh no, that's when it was crazy. You said write you when I get home. I did do it that night.
One time.
That's because it's not crazy anymore. If people still shooting and acting crazy, that was KGB time.
I know, just for like, that's fine. It's fine. You know, it's fine.
I don't write one sentence letters. I can't.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
hi, I'm awake. I hate that. It's honestly a pet peeve. I don't like doing that.
Or you could say, hey, I'm doing this, blah, 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 you know, blah, blah, blah. I'll be here today, you know, maybe I'll see you around, something like that. It's fine, Kelly. It's fine.
I cannot give you my agenda because I promise you I will say, hey, I'm going to City Hall. And then, hi, Kelly, do you want to do this? Or, hey, we're going here. So then I get to update it every hour with the new
No,
thing
that's
that
not
I'm
what I
doing?
asked you. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not getting into this. You can go rest of your night.
Yeah, you find me all the time. It's like you got a beacon.
I find you all the time. Exactly.
Yeah. And I find you. Don't act like I haven't
Sometimes.
waited in Benny's.
You have a few times, and I appreciate it.
Exactly. I find you. We hang out at roughly the same spots. And I'm
I
early
know.
to your events.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. You appreciate me. We all good. Have a good night.
Good night. Don't break your left arms.
No promises.
Are you already broke it?
My God. Okay, so we got a letter about. I wish you could just. Oh wait, no. Yes, you can. U.S. 4. Oh, has he never mailed here? That's the only thing? This is everyone who's ever mailed about a business license all the way to January. Okay, now let's get rid of that in case I didn't use any keyword or just like license. Nope, that's back in January. Okay, now let's just look normally. See if we can find like PO because I know that I mailed him for the career fair back in February. So US 433 or Salieri's. It's a UC561. There's a U. UA. Does he not spell city with all capital letters? Because this is past the career fair. I see replies. UC561. That's not him. UC561. Never. Yeah, that's February. I'm going back to January now. He has never mailed City Hall. Ever. Unless I'm mixing up his PO with somebody else. Who's UC561? Now, why am I not seeing this? Am I in March? How did I get all the way back up to March so fast? UA, no. Career fair rescheduled. Francesco. Yeah, I knew it. They both start with U, but never one from Tommy. So it's just like, we would keep Francesco's but not Tommy's letters? No. He's never mailed us. So, just cool. Just sit there, marinate it. Mail us a letter! I guess we'll see if we get one. But I have a poster to hang.